boy. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may need to be reminded, the Gators won yesterday. I know it may have not felt like it if you listen to our call-in show and the way things kind of ended up, but the Gators won, all right? So that means this coffee right here, okay, tastes a little bit sweeter. And we got a lot to go over. Cody's going to join us here in just a moment, but listen, if you're new here, what is this show? You guys call in, you want to... I say you guys, I'm talking about Cody and I. We have our call-in show, and it's that instant reaction. The blood's hot, and however it is, it's very raw, and I love it. Sometimes it gets a little hot and spicy, but I think it's good. It's healthy. It can be. And then you sleep on it. You decompress. And this is the first time probably in a couple of years where I was not happy with how I responded after the game. I got caught up in the negativity and allowed it to drive my personality last night. And when I decompressed, I was like, what are we doing? It was a great game. Like, in all reality, when you break it all down, we're going to do that today. Great game. And we're also going to address the timeout situation at the end of the game that looked like Billy made a faulty error, but in reality was a great play call. We'll break it all down here in just a few moments. But I am beyond proud of this football team, man. I say it week in and week out. I love them to death. Even Dallas Wilson spoke about this. He says, look, I look at Billy Napier like a father. And that is one thing that I want to address, too, because that was some noise that we spoke about, right? The tweet that went around saying the locker room was in shambles. No, there's obviously a battle happening here. The team I saw last night showed none of that. The team that came out there, marched onto the football field being 1-3, up against the number 9 team in the country, underdogs at home, looked like they were 4-0. Looked like the team that we all anticipated them to be week 1. The team that I lied about all offseason showed up yesterday. And imagine, and again, we can be excited and still have reason for criticism, and we're going to leave that door open because my biggest criticism was like, where the hell has that been? Like, that is like, DJ Lagway looked like what we expected DJ Lagway to look like. Did he throw an interception? Did he have mistakes? Yes. I expect him to. I don't expect him to be perfect. I also expect Billy to make bonehead mistakes. I knew that going into this year that bonehead mistakes were still going to happen. What we saw the last 3 weeks were just, I can't even say bonehead mistakes. That was just, everybody was in lost capacity of what was happening. And this is why I felt really confident going into this game. I was like, I really just don't see this thing after a bye week being as the same thing. Now, we still got a hell of a schedule. We still got a long way to go. A lot of big teams to take down. And their back is still against the wall. I mean, there's really no time to sleep. You have got to adjust and pick it up, and you can celebrate it. You can be excited for it, but you've got a very short window of being happy and excited about it. There is no weeks off, literally. You got a bye week in 3 weeks. That's when you got to get after it. And what happened for me as I went back and watched the game last night once again, and man, I was more impressed with DJ Lagway watching it back. His ability to stand in the pocket, his presence in the pocket was much more. He had a lot of pressure coming off of his side, coming at his face. When the 3 games prior to that, he would try to be creative and duck down and juke and roll out and try to make something happen. Nope, he knew where his read was and zipped it up in there. Stepped into it, zipped it. Even the pass to Hayden Hansen where he fumbled it. Pressure coming off the side. He can feel it. He knows it's there because the right tackle just doesn't want to play football. Steps right into his throw and hits his man. So, I don't know. Again, it's crazy to think that in an 11-on-11 practice, and we heard about this practice, and I was glad to also finally, everything we heard about in the presser from Monday and Wednesday, from everybody, finally lived up to the expectations. Those things excited me. Look, you got people that are upset that Billy is still the head coach. I want you guys to understand this, okay? This man has put himself into a corner, okay? And in my opinion, it's always been 9 or 3 or playoffs or bust. And I kept telling you guys, I go, there's no reason to fire him because those things are still in play. And that's the case here, and they're still in play. My reason for also saying that, the ones that are just adamant about firing him, is I really think that there's enough rope out there if need be, that if it does, the season could go ugly. But I was very excited with how it went last night. Listen, the other part of this too, a lot of comments. Texas wasn't that good. They weren't. I said it going into it, so I felt good about playing them. I didn't think they were number 1 team in the country. I said at the beginning of the year. but they're a $20 million roster. They have talent all over the football field. And I know the scoreboard may not show it, but that Gator football damn near dominated that football game. They at no point did I feel like Texas had reins on that game at all. It looked like us watching. It looked like a Florida team. They did. Where it was like they kind of like hung around close enough to give them some hope, but it was never really in reach. Even though it felt like it with the last 7, they're down by 8 with a few to go. I got my buddy Army Sniper. Obviously, he's been critical. He texted me during the game, and then after the game, he goes, "That place hasn't been that loud since the Tim Tebow era." Pretty cool. The guy's been going forever. This isn't just somebody just talking out of his ruha, okay? That's a guy that bleeds it, like the rest of us, that goes to every game and voices his opinion, but the guy loves that team more than anybody. But yeah, good stuff. Cody, what's up, big guy? How you doing, big fella? Good to see you, buddy.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Good win for the Gator program. Good win for the guys that went and paid money and went and sat in the stands. It was brutal. 3:30, Florida heat, sun just beaming on them.
No, it was cold.
That place was.
It's been beautiful down here. We've had a nice little hurricane. Yeah, we've had a little nice little hurricane overcast, blowing a little showers, a little bit of wind. It's been beautiful here in Florida. We've been spoiled.
Yeah, another 10 degrees. That would have been a long day for you.
Yeah. It was
sure.
nice out there.
So, yeah, it's a good win, man. And we finally saw the emergence of Dolly Wally. We finally saw Jaden Ball get more than 10 touches.
27 carries. What a difference. Because I don't know what happened with Katie Daniels, but we thought he would be playing. He wasn't seen. And then the Duke comes in and he, according to Cam in our Discord, says he had a sling on. So that'll be something that we'll probably be hearing about. But man, that running back room all of a sudden is getting a little thin. I would assume Jacoby Jackson should be back and good to go, because I don't even know, him being out kind of came out of nowhere. So I don't know the severity of that situation at all, if there is any severity to it. But yeah, great win. You're not upset anymore. You're good. You're cooled off. We're going to talk about that last 5-minute debacle here in just a minute. I think it needs to be addressed.
There's still stuff to be critical of, and Billy has not given himself any leeway or favor by the way that he has won games on a razor thin margin when he could have stepped on the gas, and then obviously lost games with a razor thin margin or just not showing up. So at one point you're frustrated because we slept away half of the a quarter of the season already, and we're 2 and we're essentially 2-2, and we could be 4-0 right now. But that's besides the point. DJ Lagway looked much better.
Much better.
Incredible.
I mean, look, his
the feet were so much better.
Yeah,
the feet were so much better on the regular stuff. He was accurate with those 10 to 15 yards. I mean, he made a little sidearm pass, like past the defender. I don't even know how it came out of there. It was like a little Brett Favre action or something. It was just like a little toss out there, and it was a little laser beam. And that's the stuff that is it complements his game. When the footwork is there, and you can't live by that. But when the footwork is there, and he missed throws, but when the footwork is there and you're doing the stuff right, you're dragging your back foot, making sure that you're planting good. I know he's a little banged up again, which is something we need to talk about, but man, it was one of the more complete games, especially for the offense. Defense looked like they were hungry for a pick all night. They did end up getting one at the last minute, but they were jumping routes. We'll talk about Cormani here in a minute. I mean, they were biting on. They knew that the pressure was going to get to Arch.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's funny because we talked about it, as soon as he got pressure, the regular Arch came back
very quickly.
The juiced up Arch was gone instantly.
Yeah. After that first sack. 7-8 sacks, I think they got off. I mean, very similar to the LSU game.
I think they probably had 16 or 18 pressures, which pressures are valuable.
Yeah, that's what people don't
Swatted
understand
balls.
too. It's like, oh, he missed 2 open throws. Like, yeah, because he had hands in his face all night long. They weren't open throws; they were
Yes,
contested
seeing
throws.
ghost.
And I think this defense, man, is just Ron Roberts is an absolute gem. I mean, I'm telling you what, man. I feel like they do a great job of dialing up week in and week out. And we're gonna get into the secondary because I feel like that's going to be a flaw that could get exposed later on. And I'm kind of glad that the end of the game went the way that it did because it showed a leak, in my opinion. A lot of great things to talk about from today, but the defense, because they do a really good job of containing the run. That's how they play. We've talked about this. Why haven't they had a lot of sacks, Sheldon? Go watch them. Go watch them play. They hold the edge. They're not blowing off the edge. If you go look towards the end of the game, they started blowing off the edge because they knew they were in must-throw territory, and that's when Arch was breaking off those big runs, right?
Yeah.
And that's where they've got it. And they weren't putting a linebacker at spy. They were putting a lot of coverage out there, forcing him to throw, hoping to get pressure. And they did. He was breaking off a lot of great tackles and able to run, which is going to be something they have to pay attention to next week in Marcel Reed. But they contained the pocket when they needed to. They had, 59 yards rushing? I mean, there's only one team that's ran the ball well, and that's Miami, and they just bullied us, right? Like, that is what it is. But
They bullied FSU last night, too. They
God.
did exactly what I said. I think I had the score almost perfect.
No, you said 17. I did. I said 28-24. No. It was 28-22.
Yeah, I said 17, 14 or 21 points. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually closer on the points, but it was the scoreboard doesn't tell the truth because they kind of score right very similar to our game. But
yeah. Yeah, that Miami defense held them to 3 forever.
Forever. Yeah, forever. And look, I love the way that they adjust. Again, the secondary is going to have to grow up. A lot of injuries back there. Kermani did not play well in the sense of like in a complete game, but they were all playing very aggressive. Bringing Sharif Denson off of the blitz, I loved bringing that speed because you know why? I was screaming it last night because you can rely on your linebackers to drop back and actually get into coverage. That was great to see. But even Kermani, all these guys are 3 picks, 2 picks. They were playing to make a big pick.
Castell did not look good. I think some of the Kermani he is because Castell didn't help him out, especially on the big touchdown.
Interesting.
Standing there
not
right in the
trusting
back.
Your guy.
But I think one of the comments was Castell got a pick and because he was standing in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, what are we doing, dog? Like,
oh yeah, during the live stream, it's like, yeah, he happened to be in the wrong place at the right time. Yeah. That happens sometimes. Man? Real quick, shout out to Alex. Last name.
Elite photographer, Shepard.
Dude, he's so good, dude. He's so good. Shepard. That's what I thought. I thought it so that I drew a blank. This is his stuff right here. Please go follow him. It's at Agent Shep on Twitter. Just, I mean, you're gonna have a blast. Like just to have these pop up on your timeline, you're blessed. Like genuinely, like you're just going. It just makes you love Gator football more than you already could because of how great these things look. I love them. I love that we get to use them. I hope he doesn't mind. But I don't think that he does. Real quick, $2 from Justin Linham. My man, let's go Jags. Let's go Jags tomorrow, boys. Anthony, $5. It was a great game, yes, but it's okay to be a realist. Texas winning 6 games. We need consistency. Yeah, 100%, Anthony. I'm not writing checks on that. We took down this monster of a football team. It's a talented football team, and I feel like we got over a hump that we needed to get over. But yeah, it's a long. Even if we would have been 4-0, I would probably be having the same conversation. I talk a little bit more greasy, but I'm like, yo, if there were still concerns, I would still mention them. Every team has those, though. Every team has those. I mean, Penn State going out of UCLA is wild. Wild. Didn't have that in my bingo card. I'll tell you that for sure. $2. Billy always leaves the door open for teams to win. We saw that last night. Chandler, here we go, baby. Wi-Fi a minimum of 21 points per game. Listen, that was 29 points. Okay, scored 29 yesterday. Lane needs to keep Ray Roberts from Anthony Morrison. Yeah. I don't want Lane to go anywhere. Or Robert to go anywhere. I mean, I like him a lot. $5. Gravediggers. Who's up next? Go Gators. What's going to be A&M on the road? $5. Liam. Hot damn, we're kind of back. Huge win. Y'all season saver. And then $2. Miles Graham, best linebacker in the country. Miles Graham's a treat, man. That man was flying all over the football field. He was that whole
linebacker room. I mean, Robinson made a bunch of plays last night. Defensive line. How many wounded ducks did we see last night? I mean, just flutters because they got a finger on it.
Here's the thing that's crazy to me. is I understand. Listen, I've been with you boys for 3 weeks on this, so hear me out because I feel like anytime I say something, it's like, here we go. I'm gonna go at it. No, just being just we want to be realistic here, and I think we all agree with it. But we always complain about Napier, rightfully so. But then we go and we talk about all these players and all these teammates, like who put this thing together. I mean, the defensive line has faced injury. LJ McCray, Caleb Banks, Mabachu was out. I mean, we're talking. We're three big dogs gone. You can't tell. Nobody even asked a question about the defensive line. Literally next guy up in that room.
Yeah.
Next guy up. Huge shout out to who's our D-line coach?
Gerald Chapman, and then the edge guy is
Mike Peterson.
Yeah.
Shout out to those gentlemen for just doing a phenomenal job. And then again, Robert Bala, linebacker room. Whew. Incredible stuff. Let's get into. I mean, actually, let me do this.
We probably have one of the best front sevens in the nation.
We said that. I mean, that was a big conversation we had all offseason. I felt that it would be, and that's why I thought the secondary. Look, we had concerns with the secondary heading into the season. It hasn't truly been tested, but also like last night, right? The play where Kamani gets burned, who jumped on the cut route. You trusted your front seven to get pressure by that time, and it worked out. Right?
Well, and you trusted your safety to collapse over, and he did.
Yeah, that part of it too. So, I think it's going to have to do some growing over the next couple of weeks for sure. Is there a quarterback out there that's just a true gunslinger? Marcel Reed can sling that ball. I think that they're going to have I said it all offseason. I've said it the last couple of weeks. I'm going to say it now. This was the game that I had circled of like, it scares the living crap out of me. I didn't think that Florida would be in a must-win situation heading into this week, but they're in a must-win situation. Georgia didn't concern me. Doesn't concern me right now. Mississippi State, Kentucky don't. Ole Miss could get a little dicey. We'll see. We'll know more about them as the season goes on. FSU doesn't frighten me as much anymore. It's two big losses. So
Texas A&M and Ole Miss are going to be the two scariest offenses that we're going to go up against.
Yep. That are going to test us. And A&M, I think, has a good complementary defense as well. But look, Mississippi State showed, I think, they showed some grit earlier on. Mississippi State just have the talent to keep up. As for the rule, did you see this last night? Because Billy, listen, we have no problem criticizing Billy here. And that last 5-minute debacle, we're gonna get into the 5-minute debacle because
I can't read it.
I'll read it.
It's not zoomed in enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'll read it. The last 5 minutes is really what put a bad taste in our mouth. But when you think of the grand scheme of the 60-minute game, so 55 minutes of it was good football, and we're gonna let 5 minutes determine our entire feeling. I get it. We're frustrated, but the play where we get the helmet knocked off, the 10-second runoff, right? And then Napier calls a timeout, and we go absolutely ballistic. Look, what are we doing? Well, according to the rule 335 states, a lost helmet kills the clock. The play clock would be at a 25-second, be set at 25 seconds with both clocks starting on the referee's signal. If a 10-second runoff is chosen, however, the 10-second runoff is an opponent option, meaning Texas has to agree to the runoff. They're not going to agree to the runoff. So now the clock stops. And the timer doesn't start until the ball is snapped. So the clock was stopped regardless, but you're not going to have Barber in the game. Now, he said that last night, I wanted to get Barber back in the game, which I'm fine with that, but we all thought the time would continue to run. So all he did was just double stop the time to make sure he could get his guy back in there. No harm, no foul. The helmet coming off is where the debacle, actually it wasn't even a debacle, but that's what caused the whole thing to stop, and it would have remained stopped which makes sense. Because imagine if you are Florida, you just keep knocking your helmet off, right? Just to get a bunch of 10-second runoffs. So it actually makes a ton of sense. So he wasn't in the wrong. And even the announcers were saying it, and I think I thought for sure, I didn't know. Nobody knew. So got to make sure we give our flowers and our credit when it's due. But let's go into that 5 minutes, because that's where you and I we were like this. We were ready to go 9 rounds. And I don't know if Cody would have lasted all 9, but he was ready to go. And look, the what I love about hot takes in the moment is that you get your answer pretty quickly. Like, that's the good thing about the hot takes. And I think that's what made it so spicy, is that you were living in real time. Like, we have a ton of hot takes. Like, you had your egregious take on the last week's show of all your picks of going 5-0, and it's slowly just your picks. Your hot take was extremely freezing cold, but like 2 days have passed. Like, nobody, like, we're just poking fun at it. We are in the midst of like the hotness, and where I was like, no, I agree with the play here, and then it almost came back to bite us in the butt, and then after it just it's turmoil. So, look, I thought about it again. And although the game went the way that it did, I still think the play was right. And let me elaborate. You have given up 14 points all game. You've only allowed 50 yards rushing, and I think only, let me see how many passing yards, because they drove the ball. But at that point, probably 200 yards passing, maybe 180 yards passing. For 4 quarters of football, this offense hasn't done anything on you. So you have 5 minutes left. You're up 2 scores, two and a quarter, because a 2-point conversion, and you just know I need this guy to use all his timeouts, because once this thing gets under 5 minutes, they haven't drove down the football field at all. Because one of the touchdowns was when we turned the ball over on our side of the field, so they had a short field to work with. So all of those things point to, let's just get rid of their timeouts. They're not going to march down the field in 60 seconds. I didn't believe it. There's no statistical data proving that they could do it. No other team has done it this entire year to us, to be quite honest with you.
I was worried about it.
I understand being worried about it, but I think like in the moment, it's like, look, let's just put our best unit out there.
Just because I know Sark can draw it up, and if they got clicking, I knew they could score pretty quick. And why even? I mean, you're only up 2 scores. Why not just lean? Why just not lean on them a little more and try to go punch one in?
So, and the other essence of that, the drive before that, where you can kind of put it away. What did DJ do? What did he do? He threw a pick.
I don't remember.
He threw a pick.
Yeah, he threw the pick.
So you've got to take that in consideration. My quarterback just threw a pick. Game's getting a little pressure. It's getting a little tight. Do I want to take the risk of a pick 6? And then now they really do score in 60 seconds. And now the momentum has completely flipped on its head. And so, again, I didn't hate the play call. I just think that the offense went down and scored. And then, now here's the one thing that I've always been critical of. I do think I agree with you, because you want that killer instinct. He doesn't have it. I don't know what to tell you. I would love for him to have it. And I think you just need, it's not even necessarily a killer instinct. We just need a 3rd and 3 play that, hey, when you need it, you need these 3 yards like you need air. I need a play, Billy, that just knocks my socks off. A 98% success rate play. We don't have that. We are going to run the ball, and everyone has to execute it, because if we do, we get it. I just hate counting.
We do have it. We do have it. We throwing out of the pistol. We're 3
the little rollout with the tight end.
Yeah. We're 3 for 3 on first downs and touchdown. This is my biggest problem with this whole ordeal, right? 10 points in the first quarter, 9 points in the second quarter, 10 points in the third quarter, and a big whopping goose egg in the fourth quarter. It was just, it's too conservative in the fourth quarter. You have to, you have 15 minutes to go out there and score and put them away.
So I agree with you on that.
Them coming back.
The first 6 minutes, there were the issue of that quarter, because that whole 6 minutes, we just, like, you're right. We completely went away from who we were the entire game. We started to play conservative.
We started joking that Billy's got the call sheet back.
I agree.
That's a problem.
I agree. That was an issue, and you can't have those things. And look, hopefully that it gets pulled up and it gets looked at of like, hey, why do? And that's a great question. What is the reason for the tempo change? I don't know if he's even going to give us an answer. It doesn't mean like what do we know? What do we like? All these things.
And not scoring before the half again is also frustrating.
Scoring before the half, we didn't get the ball back.
Yeah. No, before the half, we had the one drive and we kind of fizzled out. Got super conservative, fizzled out.
Kicked the field goal. They had the ball. They closed out the half. We did not.
We had a chance to use the remaining timeouts, force them to punt it.
We only
and
had
then
one. We
maybe
only had
possibly
one
score.
timeout, and he called it. He just called it a little late. We were all we would have had. All we would have had. We talked about it. I remember it happened was if they stopped him, we would have got a punt. But they ended up getting a first down, and it was irrelevant anyways. It wasn't like I get you, but
like these when you're playing these teams with the amount of talent that are playing on the schedules, these little things matter at the end of the day.
I agree. And look,
Like,
I think
you cannot leave any points on the board.
Again, at the end of the day, this is where my head was at. It's like, look, they coached a good enough game and played a good enough game to get the W and kept it in check and kept it in range.
We did have a block punt. Yes, we did have a
block
punt.
punt. Yeah, almost forgot. How could we forget? How could we forget for a safety?
How long?
For a safety, huge. I think what's the percentage if you block a punt? You're like 99% chance of winning. It's through the roof. So
oh, it's awesome though.
It is.
There's just little things that. Listen, they won the game, and I'm happy for all of Gator Nation. I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for the scout team that grinds their butt off and gets, absolutely mollywopped all season long, all practice long by these giant elite talent, right? But there's, if there's no expectation, there's no reason to play the game. And our expectation is make a deep championship run and hoist a trophy at the end of the year. And at the University of Florida, that's not wild to expect, to at least make deep playoff runs. And so I get the win. I love it. But there's still a lot, and we're in year 4. There's still a lot to clean up. And it's not due to players. That's the frustrating part. It's all due to coaching.
Can I ask you this?
What's that?
There's always like a different perspective of this. What's the other side talking about right now? What's that burnt orange podcasters going through right now after yesterday?
Oh, they're wondering why they spent $20 million to come down to Gainesville and lose to Florida. That wasn't very good, coached by Billy Napier.
But I mean, listen. We've talked. The list is obviously a running joke, and this isn't me defending anything. I'm just simply stating out the facts here. James Franklin and Sark were on the list as of yesterday for a lot of people, I'd imagine. Sark, I didn't see Sark's name, but I don't think people thought Sark would leave. But Franklin was on that list.
I have not been a proponent of Franklin. I've never thought
neither have I. But I'm just, my point of it is that it's crazy how this game flips on its head from week to week, how quickly things can change. Because Sark comes in with the number 1 rated team of the country and drops to a team that's in shambles, essentially, right? With a $20 million roster. They are nowhere near short of talent. This is the guy that got promoted. You got promoted over him. You have everything better than him. You have a perfect rated quarterback that's been in the league longer than you. Getting wollywopped. Major question marks on that side of the ball for me, personally. Dallas Wilson is him. Dallas Wilson is phenomenal. We're gonna get into that here in just a minute, Bonehead, because I gotta eat some words on that because I didn't think I knew he'd be a difference maker, but man. $10, give our record over the past few years, be like the top 3 recruiter. If it wasn't for NIL, he'd be number 1. With that said, if we're winning the logo, we'll recruit itself. #Lane Train. Yeah, the NIL has definitely put things into perspective that he's had to learn to overcome and has recruited well outside of that. But Dallas Wilson, man, 6 catches, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns in his debut. Just absolutely phenomenal, man. Almost had to start off with a catastrophe with a fumble. Able to get it back and look, finally get a bounce to go our way. That was huge. That was huge in my opinion. Because that could have been really bad.
Catastrophic.
Yeah.
It could have been catastrophic.
If you start off the day like that. But
I think they were able at our own 35 or 40. They would have just marched down and scored right away.
They were putting up 7 quick. Yeah. 7 quick. But what he was able to do, I mean, it's crazy to me that how comfortable these two looked. And I say that because my thought process is that Dallas is a true freshman. We heard about the offseason struggles and him not being able to practice. Yet these two look like they've been practicing for years. Or Dallas Wilson's just that good. Him and Aiden Mizell feel the same way, but we continue to see Aiden Mizell get benched. I saw people say, hey, where was Eugene? We're going to get into some PF. We can actually move into that now because I think it segments into this perfectly. Some PFF scores here. The top chart is for the O-line, which we'll get into, which I've got a lot of compliments there. But this is
much better.
This is pass blocking. Run blocking was a little egregious, but we'll get into that. The bottom chart is the wide receiver room. And I just pulled the run block. And I said this a couple weeks ago with Eugene Wilson. When Eugene's not getting the ball, he does not care. I said that. Like, he just kind of just lollygags around. I don't know what it is. And I was like, again, we don't all know what's being said or what have you. There was a play last night where he got absolutely leveled. Now, should he be there? I don't know, but you got a job to do when you're running a blocking for your team. And Dallas Wilson was laying the hammer. So look at their run blocks, 80.7 and 70.3. I think that's their bigger factor. It's why Trevor Etienne never saw the field. They want a complete player on the football field. And VB3 obviously has just had a much quicker step. His attention to detail. Eugene feels like he's lost a step. I said it a couple weeks ago, and it finally feels like they made the move, maybe that 11-11. And, I said this also last week. When after USF, when we were struggling, why not go do an 11-11 practice that week and hash out who are your guys? Like, go win the job every single week. It shouldn't be given. And I guarantee you what happened on this 11-11, he lost that damn job. He lost it because I saw Mizell, I felt like in a spot because Studevant was still out there. The fact that he had Studevant, Dallas, and Mizell, ton of speed, rocking and rolling out there yesterday.
Yeah, Eugene just doesn't. If the ball's not getting to him, he wants kind of nothing really to do with it, and he's not going to make the league because you can be electric. But at the end of the day, you still have to run block, especially at the next level. Some of the best wide receivers in the league are great run blockers. I saw an amazing run block today on outside toss to Mason with Justin Jefferson.
JJ the beast.
Yeah, had that guy taking him out to the parking lot. Okay, Dallas Wilson had that viral video in high school of him just absolutely launching a kid to the stratosphere and pass and run blocking. It doesn't even matter about your size. I mean, VB3 is not that big of a guy, but he'll lay a block out there. Studevant, he's decent in blocking. I think Dallas does it a little better than Studevant, but
he's 46.3. He's right above Eugene. He's second to last.
Yeah, which is wild with his frame, but that's a mentality thing. You got to want to do it.
It's a mentality thing.
It's not a skill thing. It's so really good quote from a coach is you got to win the stuff that takes zero talent. You can't have false starts. You can't jump off sides, and blocking takes absolutely zero talent to form block.
Agreed.
And if you're not willing to do it, then you're not going to play. And it's obviously starting to take some of his reps away because he's not willing to do it. He's not willing to be a willing blocker.
Just a team player. They got to play all assets of the game. The above here, because I want to give the O-line their flowers. Colin Simmons, you heard of him? Yeah, 5-star edge rusher. You know why I heard about him? We talked about him all offseason. We talked about this D-line being a top D-line in the country. You know I didn't hear outside of one drive. Colin Simmons dominated one possession towards the end of the game. Outside of that, you didn't know who Colin Simmons was.
He took that drive completely over.
He did. And look, I mean, you expect a 5-star to do that. Like that's what people don't understand. Like when I've always said this, when you're going up against talent and elite guys, like those guys are going to have their games. It's how do you just manage it? How do you get through it? It's not, you can't completely eliminate them. Sometimes you can. If you got another elite talent to go up against him. I feel that Colin Simmons we didn't manage him. We eliminated his ass yesterday because my man DJ had all day to throw. All day to throw. Austin Barber, Colin Simmons, mano a mano. Come get it, big dog. Damian George, 83.9 on the pass block. Jake Slaughter, 82.1. Jaden Ball, give me the ball, baby, 79.3. Roderick Kearney comes in, 6 pass blocks, 76.8. Austin Barber, 75.8. Duke with 74. Hayden Hanson, 70.7. And Najee at 67.8. That's the whole line, Cody. I don't know if you know how to do outside the right tackle, which we saw that side getting torched up a little bit, but phenomenal job there by the offensive line.
Who's playing right tackle over there?
It's between Caden Jones and Lovett. They keep flopping in and out.
It's like a
rotating door
field. Yeah, you can't have that either. You gotta iron that out quick.
Yeah.
What's it? Can we get to the run? Can we get to the run blocking for the offensive line? You got that?
Well, it's right here. This is beneath it. Run block right here.
Okay. Where's my big man Damian George? What was his run blocking?
48.
48?
Yeah.
God, I don't feel like it's a 48 though.
I felt that was one thing. I thought the scores were a little low on that. I thought because we ran the ball, but I think that just credits to how good Jaden Ball is. His patience was phenomenal because there was, to be honest with you, a ton of times where the holes got muddy and he just found the hole, found a new hole. Yeah. There were times though when the thing just looked like when it clicks though, man, he's busting off for 10-12, you know?
I remember probably 5 or 6 run plays where big man Damian George was just, plowing guys
Plowing
over.
people. Yeah, the big pull, his big pull when he comes through.
Pull.
Yeah, busts through the hole. We were watching it go, lay him out, baby. Yeah. He was there. Look, there were some moments for sure.
I think that and it's kind of PFF is not, it's not perfect. It's a metric.
I was just gonna say that. Take it with a grain of salt
because they don't know the assignments and what they're asking to be doing. They don't know the actual play that's been called. But I think that the offensive line definitely played a lot better. Like you said, Duke. I was actually surprised with how good Duke Clark ran it. Kind of similar, like
very
him
patient.
Him and Jaden are kind of the same back. Like he came in on that one drive and it's like, oh, did Jaden Ball just take his jersey for him? Like
yeah.
it's pretty fantastic when you have the carries that he had, and he looked good. Now, one of them he didn't fall forward, which he needs to work on. He kind of got pushed in his back, and you got to keep driving your feet to fall forward, which Jaden does extremely well. But it's one of those things where he's still young cat, and he looked pretty good in pass pro too. Duke Clark did. He picked up a couple blitzes, and which is tough for a
he
freshman.
had a 74.6 on his he only had one
pass blocking grade.
He got credit for, but in seven pass, he had 7 pass plays that he was there. We got credit for one, but I mean, a compliment too. I mean, this team had over 30 carries last night, and
maybe
not a time did we see a ball touch the ground. Haven't seen a ball touch the ground, I think, from our running backs all season.
Maybe that's the problem with Caden Daniels. Maybe he's not picking up the run blocking part.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean that's what kept ETN off the field.
Like ETN, like ETN, if he wasn't so dynamic as a running back, he would have never made the field.
But he was
just that good.
He was just that good. Yeah, his ability to just find a hole and burst. So you'd be an idiot to keep him off.
But if he was a liability, if he was just a mid-tier back.
Yeah, he was a liability to keep him on the field for a long period of time. Yeah. That's why I've never understood why keeping Jaden Ball off, because Jaden Ball does it all. I don't understand it. $5 from Anthony. Urban let Billy borrow his special teams playbook on that block punt. I agree with Cody. I'm not fooled by the W coaching. By the W, coaching is still bad. Look, so the management is bad. I think the play calling didn't really seem to be adjusted. It just felt like it was clicking. Like, that's what I've always said. The play calling really wasn't like it was anything new or special or none of that. It was just, it finally started to work. It was in play. $20 from Zahir. We appreciate the win, but like I said, when I called it in with Wright, HC, and the talent that's already on this team, we're at the championship standard. We uphold this program too. Cody's right. It's crippling to keep Napier. Yeah. I thought we got all of our negativity comments out yesterday, but I guess we're going to carry over into today. Sam Adams, $5. Every year we've had a breakout freshman come off season, they get worse next year. Yeah, I mean, there is something to that. We've had it with Eugene. We've had it with Jordan Castell. We've had it with DJ to an extent.
To an extent.
Can't think of anyone else at this very moment, but there is something.
Oh, Jaden Ball looked good though. No, Jaden Ball.
Yeah, Jaden Ball is still Jaden Ball. Still Jaden Ball.
Yeah.
So no fall off from him there. Treyon busted out, but he's been injured, so I really can't hold that against him. This was a cool little thing because little quote from Napier says, DJ speaking to his teammates indirectly, in my opinion, there's a sincerity to this kid. He chose the University of Florida. He's all in. He's on a mission to do special things here, and he's committed to that. There's a certain level of pride there. This kid's been through the gauntlet this offseason. There will be a book written about his set of circumstances. The kid is tough. He has character. He is loyal, sometimes to a fault, but it works like no one else. And that is something we've been very critical of DJ over the last 3 weeks. And I think that this is where I guess I get a little frustrated because I hear all you guys are like, hey, it's still bad. I hear you, dude. We've bitched and moaned and complained for 3 weeks about it. And I promise you, we'll do it for, heading into the Texas A&M game on Wednesday. We'll express our concerns. But we can spend an hour showing some appreciation. That doesn't mean that I'm all in of like, I'm back in the Kool-Aid. No, I have my doubts. I still have my concerns. But we got to know when to say, like, put the axes down for a second, all right? DJ played a hell of a ball game. I mean, this guy was alone. We talked about it. The last 3 weeks, looking over at the sideline, we didn't see any clips of him last night looking just lost. Think about that. Not once did the camera pan to him to show him looking lost in the sauce on the sideline.
Even after the INT, he was pretty still fired up.
I don't even think we even saw him. And then maybe that's because maybe he was running around. I don't know. Something was different. That's very interesting to wonder, like, why did we just continue to see him week in and week out of just looking, despised on the side, deflated on the sidelines. But last night, didn't even get a clip. So, very proud of him and his ability to handle this. I think, again, because we talked about it. Is it the money? Is it the fame? Is it all these things? The flip that happened, I have questions again. Because it literally, that's what I kept saying. I was like, I feel like a switch should just happen. We talked about it week in, week out of like, are you not watching film, brother? Are you not watching you not step into the pocket? It was like he finally was like, let me go watch some film. And he's like, oh, I'm not stepping in and throwing it. Bro, his ball, I went and watched his ball to VB3. It was a little underthrown. That's why VB3 had to make the pass. I saw a different angle. My man was wide ass open. If DJ could have got some more oomph behind that thing, gone. Tutty. To the house. But underthrew it, and VB3 said, no, not a problem. I'm going to come back and get that bad boy. But to step up and just sling that thing, man, outside of his one bad throw to Eugene, I think it was, to triple coverage, I think he made some pretty good decisions last night.
Yeah, with Dallas streaking down the field on the other side. Wide open. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. But, you're gonna have that. He's still a young player. Listen, good way to teach it up. If there's 3 players on your wide receiver, that probably means one of your wide receivers are wide open. So let's try to find the other wide receiver. But I think that this is probably the most complete game that they've played. For sure this year, right? It's way more complete.
No question.
Even during that.
I mean, I would even say complete game since we've seen. Because even those even the wins going back to
another game that was that good.
Ole Miss and LSU were good games, but I don't feel like they were not as not as complete offensively. Yeah, they were clunky. Yeah. We found ways to win, which were good. You still got to do those things, but they're much better. They're much better. I see you guys arguing about the timeout thing. I want to kind of clear the air on this one. Again, this was not on. The ruling was the time was stopped regardless. There was no 10-second runoff because the helmet fell off. So Napier was actually in the right here, boys. I know we love to kind of.
I'm a little more upset about taking the 3 and out, not getting a first down to end it and having to punt with
prior to that. Left. Yeah, prior to that. D-Toe says Texas A&M will destroy us. Love the positivity to fire up this Sunday morning. Look, possibly. it's gonna be a battle. You got to show up. You got to show up. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and try to say it's gonna be a tough game. I don't disagree whatsoever. Texas A&M's looked really really good, and I think Elko's gonna throw a lot at us defensively. But I also don't think that A&M hasn't gonna be against a defense like ours either. So I think it's gonna be a good battle, and we knew that going into it. Michael Johnson, $5. Despite how we the fan base feel about the coaching, the recruits love Billy and want to play for him. Michael, I keep going back to this, man. Dude,
that 5-star kid said that Gator Nation's back.
What's that?
5-star kid, 5-star quarterback said Gator Nation's back. He loved it.
There was a 4-star defensive lineman. He goes, I knew Billy could coach. Like, this is where I find very amusing too, because we're very critical, as we should be. I think we all have our own set of eyes. We understand what we're looking at, and we have a right to be critical. But I'm like, these kids, like, everyone's bought in. Like, they're still signing up, right? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I don't get it, dude.
I love it.
I don't know what he tells those guys.
I already read that. Sorry. Okay. Let's
Great screen profile though.
Yeah, it's incredible. All right, look at this. So, couple of stuff here. We're gonna read one more thing here in just a minute, but this smash the like button too, boys. We got almost 300, 400 people in here. Smash the like button. Let's get over 100 likes. The Twitter is phenomenal. Which one?
Billy with his job on the line.
Yeah, bro, these are great tweets, man. These things have me rolling. So, Astute Alligator tweets out a picture of Nick Saban. He goes, Billy Napier, whenever the season is over and all hope is lost. Incredible stuff. And then this guy says nobody coaches better than, oh, shit, I'm going to get fired if we don't win next week version of Billy Napier. And then Peter Burns. This is an elite tweet all around. Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
The top 5 teams in college football right now. 1, Florida when Billy Napier has his job on the line. 2, UCLA and blew out games. 3, Clemson when Ludacris raps at 10 a.m. 4, UNLV in the snow. 5, Texas Tech when oil is over $60 a barrel. I mean, just crazy. Incredible tweets. And it's the most accurate tweet I think I've ever seen in quite some time. I don't know if you've seen this.
What is it? What is it, dude?
I don't know. Look, the Penn State guy says, as a Penn State fan, can y'all please hire James Franklin so we don't have to endure him anymore? This is my point. There's always another side of this. This is what's hilarious because he was literally on everyone's list a week ago.
Trying to suck us back in.
The guy has the best defensive coordinator. He snatched him from the jaws of Ohio State. This team's talent composition's up there with the best of them. They had the most returning stars right behind Clemson, and they lose to an offensive analyst that didn't even know how to use his headset. They don't even have the staff there, bro. There's no coordinator. There's no defense analysis. There's nobody there. They told me that. I'm like, who was called? How do you allow 47 points when there's not even a coaching staff there? There's a 36-year-old blonde boy, towhead, not even talking into the mic, whooping your ass.
Yeah, you don't even know if the mic's on or off.
Bring that kid over. I want him. F him.
Bro,
this tweet.
What?
Go ahead.
Billy trying to suck us back in again?
No, relax. Look, you got listen.
He's going to. Dumbass is gonna make the playoffs.
But that's okay. This is what I don't understand. This is the thing that I don't get. All right, I've been saying this since the beginning. We said you changed it to championship, which was crazy. We said at the beginning of the year, playoffs are bust. If they make it to the playoffs, they would have had to figure out a lot of things. The things that we criticized Napier for would have to be figured out.
I agree.
I'm not gonna pump this Kool-Aid or anything like that. Like we got week to week, boys. Week to week. Like the fact that people want to fire him, even if they were to make this incredible run, is that just asinine to me. It's just asinine to me. I think where it gets fishy, and I think this is where people are concerned. If he wins 8 games, there might be like do we go one more? And that's where I think people are concerned. And I hear you. I would be on the same boat. I would be, what the hell? Because of the expectation. The expectation is playoff or bust. It's been like that. I've said that. I'm going to die on that hill. It can't be a good run like last year, and it's like, yo, we played great. We finished strong. It can't be like. It can't be that. It can't. It can't. You can't. I've seen Jerry Jones fire for less. Okay, so it can't be that. Week to week contract. Napier, yeah, great, Scott. Napier's got to take his own advice. You're on a week-to-week contract right now, brother. That's just what it is. Yeah. That's how it should be navigated. Like, it should be like, if I'm Strickland, I'm like, dude, like, hey, great win, but you're still week-to-week. Like, you have one goal, you have one job, one objective. This is what you got to go get done. And I'm right there. That's why everyone's like, oh no, we got to lose. If the guy if the guy figures it out and wins out, like, what are we talking about? And if he loses, then he's gone.
It'd have to be a generational run, right?
It would be a generational one. Like, this is my thing. Like, we're honestly, Gator fans, we're kind of spoiled. We're actually in a really good place. Hear me out, all right? Because every week should be a win-win. From here on out, it's not necessarily, because I think that again, this is where it gets a little fishy, because I think only 4 losses, and that's where I hear you. It should be, in my opinion, win-win. Because the moment that Florida loses, it should be like, hey, all right, your time is up. Napier has placed himself into a predicament where
he has to.
He has to
win out. And that's his own fault. That's nobody's fault. But himself.
I'm not like, he created this world, not me. I'm just sitting on my butt.
Bro, we get past Texas A&M. Okay. I hate it, dude. I was so
This
convinced.
next week,
I was so convinced.
this next week's gonna
24
tell us a
hours
lot.
24 hours ago, I was so convinced he was done.
I was
And
too.
now it's like,
Well, no. So
what
listen,
do-
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't think they were gonna lose to Texas. It's the only game this year that I'm like, we're gonna win this football game.
it's probably the most fraudiest team up there.
Who? Texas?
I don't know if fraudiest is. Yeah, I don't know if fraudiest is
Fraudulent.
like a
Yeah.
real word.
No,
but
I agree.
it's
I didn't feel.
probably
I
the
didn't
most fraudulent team ranked that high.
No, Penn State clearly. I mean that's close. They're or Clemson was at one point, but yeah, I genuinely didn't feel concerned about this game. Like everything, it was just a perfect storm. You're coming off a bye after being as low as you could possibly be. You're going back home. Arch hasn't played. I said this. Arch, after Ohio State, they played nobody. There was no challenge. There was no pressure. You get a false sense of confidence. Like everything was a perfect storm for Florida to win that game. This A&M team has been going through. I mean, they played a good Notre Dame team, a well coached, well ran, offensively schemed Notre Dame team, and handled their business. This team has been tested for sure, and so it's going to be a gauntlet. I said at the beginning of the year, this game concerned me more than anybody because of Marcel's Reed ability to move in his pocket. I think their defense is always very well coached. Bateman has our number. Like all these things concern me, and so this was the game that I had circled. I really felt like LSU, there was an opportunity at the beginning of the season, and I still felt like we could. Again, I had 3 losses on our schedule. I did personally. I think I said it was A&M was on there, and then I had either LSU or Miami. I just didn't know which one. I said I thought we were going to go 1-1, and then I figured we would drop one more elsewhere. The USF was not part of the plan. So you gave away your loss to A&M to
Yeah,
USF.
you have no margin of error. Razor thin. That's the way Billy Napier likes to run his program. Razor thin margin of error. And we'll see. I mean, this time next week we'll know. We'll know if it was a one game fluke or if they're going to turn this thing around and be about it. It's
the reason why I also say that 4 losses doesn't necessarily put the nail in the coffin, because we've also said, even Tyler said it, because of the strength of schedule, an 8-4 Florida team could get in. That's why I haven't necessarily, because the schedule becomes irrelevant or the record becomes irrelevant. You make the playoff. That's playoff or bust. And I felt that 9-3 is how you get in, and that's why I think that if the four isn't necessarily the exact nail, even though I think it should be. I'm just playing logistics here, because let's say again hypothetically you lose to A&M, the remaining schedule still is very much in your favor, with a win over a top-ranked Georgia, a top-ranked Ole Miss, a top-ranked Tennessee, and a top-ranked FSU. If you go out on those 4,
those teams also have to continue to play out and be pretty good. I mean, they can't just all start.
That's what I'm saying. The 4, it's a weird area to be in. That's why I'm like that. You can't necessarily think he's gonna get fired right away, because there's still a lot of football.
If you want your team, god dang, dude, if you want your losses, you want them in the beginning of the season. You don't want them at the end, because people are going to forget about that you lost to LSU and USF. I mean, they'll forget about it.
I'm not trying to drive hope. I'm not trying to get this Kool-Aid thing going. I'm genuinely looking at it from if you're running a big business of hey, logistically here, you're not going to go and find a new coach right now. You can't hire anybody. Nothing changes in the middle of the season. I said I wanted someone else to coach the team because I think we could be well, and that's where I stood on that, and I don't disagree with it. But at this point, what I say doesn't matter. I'm not managing the team.
We're not shot calling.
Yeah, and also look, we're here at 8-4, right? We hear 8-4, no way we make it. If they lose to A&M but win out, that's only 2 losses in the SEC. So you very well could be looking at a possible SEC berth. I'm not saying that's likely, but you have no idea how the SEC is going to beat each other up. That's another factor.
Championship game. Yeah, championship game.
There's ways in. That's all that I'm saying.
God dang, dude. Don't tell me that.
I said it last week. Everybody wanted to say that I was just a sunshine pumper. I'm not trying to pump sunshine. I'm just simply telling you these are logistics. This is the facts. This is what it is.
It's the most toxic relationship I've ever been in.
That's gross. Yeah. I want to get your thoughts on, hold on, a couple super chats here. Then I want to get your thoughts on this. Anthony says, win-win, print the shirts now. We got some hats coming, boys, that I am beyond stoked for. I've put an order in because I want to make sure that they come out well. But if they come out the way that I think they are, you better buckle up and sit back, okay? Because they are sexy. Mike C, $5. Did y'all discuss DJ limping at times? Love the channel. Go Gators. We have not yet. We will in just a moment, though. That's a great question. Thank you for reminding me. Gator Gang, $2. I think if we keep Billy, you force hire and OC. That would be in the end of the year. I mean, you can't do anything right now.
Dude, but we already tried that last year. That was
we'll get into that. Let's not. That's a little too far down the road. Oh man. Here we go. Anthony Morrison. Blake calling was better. Team executed better. DJ looked a little better. There. Appreciation. Thank you, Anthony. Again, it all did. It all looked It all looked much better.
He's not wrong about execution. You still have to execute at a high level, especially in that offense.
100 against that talented roster. Like all those things still have to go very well. The stuff that I was concerned about was just Napier's in-game management, which showed itself. Thank you guys for the super chats. Much appreciated. I want to read you this because this has caused a big stir. Got 230,000 views, 300 likes, 186 comments, a lot of quote tweets. It's not sitting well with a lot of people, and I have my opinion on it. And I'll let you go first, huh?
The professor for president, is that what tweet that was?
Yeah. It got the people going. It got the blood going. Keep in mind real quick though, before we move on from this, when I say Florida has to go on this run of winning out, they have to do something that Napier has never sniffed. They have to go into uncharted waters, and then when they're in the uncharted waters, go even further. Because you've got to win on the road at A&M. You got to win on the road at Ole Miss. You would have to be a you have to go on the road to Kentucky, I believe. So you have 3 more road games where they have not bode well at all. 2 of
I don't
those
think
games
he's beat a ranked opponent on the road.
Yeah, 2 of those being more than likely will be top 5 opponents when we play them. Okay? Then he's got to beat Georgia, which he's never done.
Yeah.
And then beat Tennessee and Florida State at home, which he's done. So that's what I'm saying. Like everyone's like, oh, like you're just so. I'm like, the odds are not there. Like they're not in. We're Hunger Games. They are not in your favor, my friend, at all. So that's why it's like if they go on a run and win out, you have just overcame everything that has held you back for the 3 years that you have been here. If you do that and figured it out and made an historic run to make the playoffs, how can you not at that point go, yeah, let's rock. If it happens, odds tell me it doesn't happen. It's week to week.
But we'll be here regardless.
Yeah, we'll be here. We have a lifetime contract. All right. Jacob LaFrance here, who is the University of Football general manager, the GM, tweets out.
Love that guy.
Sunbelt Billy and the boys. Gators football # keep going. And he retweeted the win. Obviously, that's a shot. That's a flex on him. That's in my opinion. That's calling out your fan base. We see your tweets.
Yeah.
We see you barking. How about it? How about Sunbelt Billy and the boys? Now, I lay to you, Cody, your thoughts. Like it, love it, indifferent. How you feeling about that tweet there from your GM?
Feels a little bit like the shot in the guys in the basement comment. Kind of feels on that aspect. Listen, don't get it twisted. We're the reason that you guys have money to pay. Okay? We're all the content, all the gear, all the season tickets. Without us, you're nothing. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. I get you're juiced up after a win. Don't forget, without the fans, you're playing in front of nobody. And those fans had an absolute effect yesterday.
Amen to that. So, your thoughts?
I think it's a spicy tweet. I mean, I think he's juiced
you like
up.
It?
I don't love it or hate it.
Okay.
I'm neutral about it.
Okay. Respect.
It's listen, we know that the Billy Napier regime is very aware of who podcasters are, what we're saying, who's tweeting what. They are very aware of it. For them to say, "Oh yeah, we don't look at that stuff," they definitely do. You know, when you're a GM and you're assembling this roster and it pops off and it looks good, I mean, you got. I mean, flex a little bit. I don't mind it. Do I think it's over the top? No, I think it's just kind of neutral. Don't forget. Don't make too many of them, because who pays the bills?
Here's my stance on it. I don't mind it. And I don't mind it because you have to understand these people that are surrounding the program, they're all in. The mentality should be in, and it feels like it's us versus the world. And it can be at times feel like it's us versus even our own people, our own fans. And if this came from Napier and maybe a coaching staff, I'd be a little, let's pump the brakes a little bit. A GM, I feel like those guys, they have more of an ego. They love to talk. I mean, you want a GM that's not afraid to kind of send it out there. In the other breath of like, well, hey, people always say like, don't talk smack, it's gonna come bite you in the butt. This is what I've learned from talking smack and not talking smack. You're gonna get it regardless.
Yeah.
You're gonna get flack regardless if you say something or not. It just is. Like, I'm sure he's taken plenty of flack. I'm sure he's gotten plenty of sideways tweets and hasn't said a word. So he's pumped. Boy's got a big W. How about him?
Yeah.
That's his version of how about him. I don't hate it. I understand the fan base feels like, hey, like, why are you coming after us? Like, we've stirred the pot. We've been calling for this man's head. We've been calling for his head coaches.
We also didn't put that shit product on the field either that they put the last month.
Yeah, we've been screaming, hey, fire Billy, and do all these things. We've had the same voice, the same clap, just on the other side of it. So I don't mind. I think you're right. You can't do it every single week. You got to go out. But here's the other thing. Like, well, what happens if they lose next week? Well, then his ass gets burned regardless. I mean, he was going to get burned. Either way, I guess. I don't know how I feel. There is a side of like, I don't like where it feels like we now are like, we're taking a shot at our fans. Now, because there's plenty of people say something about Billy. Plenty of them do.
Yeah.
So this could have been towards anybody. The fans, and the reason, look, if you feel like this is an attack on you, well then, yeah, you said it. So it was meant for you, right? I don't feel like it's an attack towards me. I mean, I could see who it was an attack on. I've seen, this fan base say their piece on it. Again, the other part of it is, hey, you're 21 in 2022 or 21 and 22 record, so you shouldn't have, like, what are you doing? I hear you. And I agree with all those things. I still think that it's okay to celebrate. Again,
it's a big win.
Yeah. This is a good little synopsis from Area Code. It says LaFrance's comment is indicative of how Napier and his staff think, just children that don't deserve to be there. Listen. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Beck, real quick. Hey, the TV bill deals only get paid when there's viewership, and the viewership come from the fans. Look at the WNBA. Okay, let's not get it twisted. The fan base is what runs this. Okay, the YouTube TV subscriptions, the people that pay for cable, the us tuning in, watching is what pays the bills for these programs. Let's not it all. If you don't have the fans, you have nobody. Listen, this isn't Iowa, okay? We're not. Oh shucks, he's been here so long.
Offensively.
No, I'm just saying, like, oh shucks, they're wondering if they should move on from their coach, but he's been there so long they feel bad. Like that. Yeah. Like, this isn't a program like Iowa, okay?
Yeah.
You know what this is. You know this is a absolute pressure cooker.
Look, this tweet made people feel a certain kind of way. I wasn't too offended by it. I mean,
I don't feel like it's a shot.
It's one of those tweets. Really? It's one of those tweets, though, that it goes into that category of the basement comment. You can put it into that category of the recruiting comment, where it's going to be looked at the end of this thing. If it goes away, it'll be like,
he's fired regardless if it doesn't go bad. Like, what does it matter?
I don't think he goes anywhere, though. That's what people don't understand. Like, that's where I'm okay with it, because it feels like this is a separation from the fact that, like, this is a guy supporting his head coach. Like, I would expect the same kind of tweet from the Jags GM. Like, he's just kind of this little, cocky, has a little bit of aura about him, kind of walks with a little bit of swagger. Like, I'm going to flex on my coach that's taken a lot of smack. He can't say it for himself. And again, everybody who says, well, like, hey, you're 21 and 22, you can't be talking smack. Like, I mean, I hear you. But big win. They're going to celebrate it. Sometimes you say and tweet things when you're emotional, and that just kind of is what it is. But this thing, yeah, let's read some comments here. Oh, is it deleted? No shot.
He deleted it?
Oh, he deleted it.
That's never a good sign.
Oh, no.
Can't delete it.
No, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
It's saying this page doesn't exist. Hold on. If he deleted it, that's not a good look. Not a fan. You got to stay 10 toes down, big. Look, that would honestly then kind of go against area code where it's like, look, like maybe Billy was like, what are you doing, dude? Because I don't believe that. I think there is a bigger separation that we want to realize with this GM. That's why I also didn't take it very personal. Because
somebody at the University of Florida told him to yank that thing down.
Oh, it's getting torched. It's got to be gone. Can somebody confirm? I keep clicking on it, and I clicked on his page.
What is it? What's his page?
Jacob LaFrance.
I don't know if I follow him. He might follow me.
It's gone. It's gone. I can confirm it's gone now.
Wow.
Late night Twitter birds can burn you, big fella. Lives forever, though. Lives forever.
Lives forever. Whatever you put on the internet's always on there.
It's already out. Yeah.
Including Truffle Shuffle.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Okay. Now can we reevaluate this conversation? How do you feel about it now?
Huh?
How do you feel about it now? I feel like it's the basement and it's the comment. No,
I still put it into that category. I put it there.
You can't even stand by it now.
I genuinely didn't mind it because of who it came from. If this came from like Ryan O'Hara or from like, I mean, anyone that's directly on the staff, like a Rob Sale, not a fan of it.
What about a player?
Yeah, I would have loved it. Would have loved it. Would 100% loved it. Look, that's where I'm at with it because, like, look, the coaching staff is criticized deeply for a lot of things. The players and the GM, in my opinion, have a different investment in this relationship, and I feel like they can kind of support their guy that they're in the foxhole with. Even though he's may have made bad decisions, they had to suffer the consequences of their coach's bad decisions. So if they want to kind of step up and support them, like, hey, we've been with this guy forever, it's no different than saying, like, hey, watch us win. Like, it falls into that a little bit. It's just not as, again, timing is everything. Timing is everything. Yeah. I'm also, listen, I want you to know, I love a good shit talk. Like, I mean, I do.
Tyreek Sapp tweets that. We're good with it.
100%.
Dallas Wilson,
100%.
DJ Lagway would never tweet it, so I don't.
Well, I think it's close to again timing, right? Like, hey, if you don't want to be with us, watch us win. We love that. Like, that was when a commit doesn't. It's maybe not the same. That might have been a bad example, but
yeah.
I look, if a player comes out and tweets that, we're jiving. Why wouldn't you love that? Yeah. Am I wrong there?
Yeah. But maybe because it's a staff member, it feels like a shot at the fans.
Here's the thing. Hold on. This name just made me think of something. You know why we were pissed about it? That's Lane Kiffin 2.0, boys. You mean to tell me if Lane was in this situation and something like this happened, Lane's doing the same shit? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. The reason we all love Lane and we want Lane is because the cocky, not afraid to bite back, and then when our staff does it, now, there is a point where you have to have the grounds to do it. I hear you. I love it. I appreciate you. Again, I think that the GM and players are in a different situation where they can maybe throw a few more shots.
Well, obviously not. It got taken down. And I don't think he took it down because he wanted to. I think he got told to take it down.
Look, and this is where area code. I hear you. And this, look, when you suck and you aren't good, you can't talk smack. But this is where I'm saying the person who it's coming from is where I'm indifferent. Because if a
It's like the
player
rush
did
the
it,
field thing.
but here's the thing though. Lane has had his areas where he's struggled. Like Lane's, go look at Lane's career. He's never not talked smack, and he has sucked before. Like that. This isn't him talking smack. Isn't new. It's fun right now because now what he's always done, it's now being backed by winning. I hear you. But if a player said this, we would all be okay with it. If Napier said it, I'd be like, yeah, this isn't the time and place. Like you shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a GM saying it because it's just like, look, like you feel the heat. You're trying to support your coach. You're trying to back him and show your appreciation. And you have a different persona about you.
That tweet doesn't get yanked down if they have a perfect record right now, though.
I still think it does. I genuinely do.
You think they're just too conservative about it?
I just don't think that Napier likes to function that way.
Yeah. Vanilla.
You have to rewind, Christopher. The tweet's gone now. I can't even pull. I don't even have it saved up anymore. Oh, look at Anthony. Here we go. Let's see what he says. I like the tweet from the GM, but we better keep winning. Last time a comment today. With this win, Billy's just keeping the seat warm for like $85. The tweet's gone.
Well, and there's gonna have to be an adjustment for Gator Nation if we do hire Lane Kiffin. Like he's gonna tweet. He's gonna talk shit.
Yeah,
he's gonna take shots.
No, look, and Eric's like, I wouldn't be okay with the player saying either. Look, we'll just have to agree to disagree then. That's fine. Like I'm not. I would be okay with it. But there's a part. Look again. I also know that my personality is different than most people. Like there's people who have been offended how I've responded and acted on Twitter after certain situations. Like me shushing the UCF fan. Like people didn't like that. They weren't a fan of me being that obnoxious. I hear you. When I went on my Auburn rant when I was a little buzz and I'm saying F this and F that, like people didn't like that. Like that's not how we function. Like I hear you. And I've definitely have toned down, but I have there's for me, that's why I love Lane. Like I have always loved his personality. When we talk about Spurrier,
can't keep the tiger in the cage all the time.
Huh?
Can't keep the tiger in the cage all the time.
I like lions. No, I mean that's why last night I was juiced up. I was juiced up for sure. And I think the bigger part of it, an area you're 100% right, is you can back your coach without disrespecting the fans who have supported through 15 years of trash. And I think that's the bigger key here is that the smack talk was an attack on your own. And that I do agree with. I'm not that part did not feel as and I said that. I was like, that's why I'm kind of like, I'm like 70-30. I don't mind it. It's that us versus them mentality, which I do like. I like, hey, it's just us versus the world. Like after watching this Dallas Cowboy documentary, like that was kind of their persona of like, because Cowboy fans also didn't like them at one point when they were in the shitter, and they had to look within and say, hey, it's us versus everybody. So look, I think that's, but in a same kind of, I kind of like it. I like that punchy type of relationship. Like how Cody and I are, like we just talk smack. Like you have to understand that like when Cody's wrong, I'm going to give him shit and vice versa, but it's not a personal attack. And I think that's where, like, I like this kind of spiciness. I think it's healthy for relationships. Not everybody likes that though. So I get it, but I think that it's healthy. So for me, this is just like we're pissed. We've been throwing poop on him all, for all 3 weeks, all them. And they're like, now they kind of get a little upper hand and he swings back and we're like, you can't do that. What? Yeah. You've been hitting me all week. Well, you're supposed to, you're supposed to take
Well, it's just like last night during the game. You were like, I didn't think they were going to score. And I'm just like, I'm going to shut up and eat my chicken. Because I knew they were going to score in 60 seconds. You're like, I didn't think they could score that fast. And I'm like, I didn't think I'll try to tell you.
But look, good stuff. Good stuff. All great conversations as always. I mean, I enjoy it. I think I'm getting better. What I love about this is that like we all have different voices and opinions. We all have different perspectives and outlooks on these things. Where we as fans can get better at it, especially just on this on this platform and perspective of like, just because we don't agree on a certain situation, I'm gonna be at each other's throats. Like, yep, you're not an idiot, and I'm not an idiot because of how we view things. Like, I've been raised and navigated life a little bit differently, and so I may view something not as offensive or as aggressive as you do. Doesn't mean I'm less sensitive or what have you. It's just no, I just take it differently. It fires me up more than it fires you up. It's the same thing I always say. Napier, I would never play for Napier. Like my personality would not work. Now Lane coming to the crib. I mean, we made magic. We made
Yeah.
magic. Because me and Jackson Dart are very similar in our personalities of like, and like again, like Jackson Dart would never fit into that under
No.
that offense.
No.
Just wouldn't have it. Good stuff. Good stuff.
370 hanging out with us.
370. Smash the like button, baby. Get after it. We miss anything? Disney Gators are
I think
back.
we got it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suck. He's
doing it.
Again.
He's
He's doing that thing.
No, look, it's week to week, man. It feels good to have a win. I like that's the part where it's like we're being criticized.
Doesn't it?
We're being like it's like you can't enjoy this. Like what? Like bro, I had stomach ulcers after the USF loss. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
All right, like I'm gonna soak this in. Let me have it, and then we'll deal with whatever happens next Saturday. Like it's
definitely more fun to talk about a win than it is another loss. And we've had plenty of them the last couple of weeks. Like
we have had plenty of.
Feels better to come on here and talk Gator football and have something good to say, because it's not been good for the last 3 weeks, and I don't want to live my life like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's where I'm at. It's like when people are like, "Oh, I want him to lose." I'm like, dude, like, just because we lose and we move on doesn't. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go. We only get. I said at the beginning of the year, we're guaranteed 12 weeks, and I told myself because at that point, like, we don't control this. I don't control the outcome.
Oh, they want to talk. They want to talk about the DJ limp.
Yes, sir. We'll do. We don't control this outcome as much as we would love to. We don't control it. So, there's a part of me that just wants to, enjoy what it is, and I want my son to envision like what it is to be a Gator, and like that was fun for him to be up. Thankfully, he's been asleep the other ones and didn't see me. My heart. He goes, "Daddy, the Gators hurt your heart today?" I go, "Not today, son." But saw that excitement. Like it's kind of funny. Like he kind of like watches, and then I think the next time when he sees it, he'll know like, okay, we get excited when this team plays. Like that was cool. So I was glad that he got to win it. Next week's at 7. Maybe there's a reason why it's at 7. So that we, doesn't see it. Yeah, DJ limping. That was a weird thing that was going on because I had Army Sniper texting me. He was at the game and he saw Trammell warming up. He goes, DJ does not look good. It doesn't look comfortable. That definitely put I think that's a huge factor that's being overlooked of the play calling, the conservative play calling at the end of the game where he just wasn't himself. And I think that Nape had to adjust to that. And clearly he felt good enough to go in. I said at the game, if it's a calf thing, I'm concerned for an Achilles. Obviously he's been wearing a boot for good reason. And, I don't know the severity of it. Well, we'll know more.
He's just too big, man.
Just a lot overbearing.
Yeah, I think it's just too big for his frame. He's just too heavy. Because all these are soft tissue issues. You know what I mean? I can't imagine he's been lifting a lot either right now. With as many injuries as he's had, I would say the weight
these
program
guys
has
usually lose a lot during the season because they're not like it's not the lifting is nearly the same. So it'll be an interesting one on how they address it. I was indifferent about it. I think that because we're concerned of him being injured, I don't know where people sat on that. I kind of respect the grind and playing through it. To be honest with you,
if he can play, I'm cool with it because I didn't see very many balls get flighty.
No,
S-Beck, DJ seems to play better when he can't run and has to be a pocket passer. I kind of agree there. It takes one part of the equation away of DJ having to say if I'm going to run or not. Well, he can't run.
It takes that part of his brain of thinking of like, I have to read this defense and just make a decision quick because I can't go anywhere. Yeah, it's weird. But look, I think there's a aspect of like you've got to be able to play hurt. There is a part of that, and we've seen like I think like we're asking to call him out.
Or is he injured too? Is the question.
Yeah, is it a severe thing, or is it like, hey, did you get a stinger? Is it a stinger? Like what is it? Like and a stinger can cause you to limp. Yeah, a stinger can cause you to limp, where it's like, look, I don't feel like it hurts. It's just like I'm good. It's just a little numb right now, but I'm fine. Then play. Like that's part of the game. Like how many guys are playing injured? You just don't hear about it. I'm sure the whole entire defensive line has broken fingers, jammed up hands. Like you've got to be able to play hurt. Again, we don't know the severity of it. I trust the team on the sideline of that. Like they said, they went to the tent, they gave him some medicine, and I to be quite honest with you, outside of the play calling adjusting, he didn't look that first series out, he looked a little wobbly, but then after that, I mean, the guy kept getting walloped, And kept getting right back up. So you got to respect it. And I appreciate it. I don't think that he's looking to slow down. I kind of love it. I think you get a little respect from the team when you do that. I'm like, guys, I'm not going anywhere. You gotta carry me this off this field. And everyone's like, oh, protect your career, protect this. And it's like, this is your career. I do respect that part of it. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, hopefully we'll have some more on Monday about that.
I'm sure he'll be in a boot.
Yeah, no question.
I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried about it. As long as he can play Saturday, I'm not really juiced up to keep with the injury update because it just seems like it's
irrelevant.
Number one, we're not going to get. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
Number one, we're not
plays or
going to
he
get a factual statement. He either plays or he doesn't. And if not, I'm pretty confident in Tramel Jones. So
Tuesday Aaron Gates was good, and Wednesday he's done for the year. So I really don't care what I said. We'll know on Saturday. I do want to go over coverage grades really quick here. So Devin Moore had a 79.2 coverage grade, played exceptional, had an interception. Jaden Woods a 71.8 in coverage. This is coverage grade. To be able to drop your edge guys back and your linebackers, Miles Graham 69.7. This is why you're able to bring in those cornerbacks and those nickel blitzes with Sharif Denton. Sharif Denton 67.3. He's had some struggles. He played a great game last night. Jaden Robinson 65.8, complimented him very well. Michael Caraway, he had to step up big time, 63.0. Castell 61. And so this is where it gets a little dicey. So Lagonza Hayward had 60. Jameer Grimsley had 60. They only had one coverage, so wipe that off the board. Bryce Thornton with 40 coverages, 57.3. Aaron Childs with 20 with 54.4. So I'm okay with that. Aaron Childs is more of kind of like your old-fashioned linebacker. He's not going to cover. He's going to just come off more of your run stopper. Your
run stopper.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm not. They got Jaden Robinson and Miles Graham to do that. Yeah. Did Pup Howard not play again, or is he just getting beat?
I didn't see him.
Yeah, interesting stuff. And then Kermani McClain with 49.8. So bad night for Kermani.
I'm not worried about Kermani. Kermani's a dog, dude.
Like, no, he had some moments.
He just needs more playing time. That's what it is. He's not going to get any better.
Good. He's been the highest coverage in quarterback all season, so I'm not too concerned about it. But
sometimes you just get a bad matchup that causes you fits.
Yeah, but he's probably guarding Wingo, who's obviously pretty good.
He's going to be an NFL wide receiver. Yeah, pretty good. He's damn good.
Yeah, he was getting roasted all game long. Look, I think Kermani was trying to bite too many times. There was part of that too, and yes, he had no safety help. I think there is a part of that you have to be able to rely on the guy behind you. And so that gets overlooked because we talked about a lot a couple of years ago with Stephen Harris where the cornerbacks weren't playing a true cornerback position because they didn't trust the guys around them. That's why we didn't have picks, so we didn't have turnovers because they had to almost play as if like I'm out here by myself. And when you do that, you may not give up a big play, but you also don't make a good play. You just kind of maintain that area. And so this quarterback group has played much more aggressive and much better and why we've had turnovers because they've trusted the team around them much more. And so that has to be, again, there's so much more to this than just one player sucked ass. It really, really is.
When you're playing DB also, you're going to get,
overall.
you're going to get
beat. Yeah, it's a tough
you're
position.
Get beat.
I think it's the hardest position in football, to be quite honest.
Especially when we're playing as soft as we are all the time. It's tough.
Castell got a pick. We joke because I think he's in the wrong spot. He wasn't supposed to be there. So it kind of worked out. But he's got, look, he shows flashes. He shows flashes. To have as a safety, to have a 61.9 at 44 coverages, got a little bit higher, in my opinion.
Not having Aaron Gates out there is definitely a little bit of a difference, unfortunately.
Well, that's where Michael Caraway came in. I don't feel like we was a huge fall off. Personally,
we didn't
love Aaron.
We didn't see Aaron, Caraway making big plays. Gates is always all over the field making tackles, and it just sucks, man. I love that kid.
Me too. Yeah, the D-line 8. Look, great win. Very, very, very excited about it. I wanted to kind of readdress that because I feel like I kind of got sucked into negativity last night.
Cormani did play the run very, very well as a corner also. Yeah, he had a couple big tackles on the run.
He did.
On run fitting.
Which is
big. Usually guys like him don't want to do that. That's not fun. But dude, he's gonna be fine. He's an absolute dog. We've seen it. He's got to get you know, when you're in the game, sometimes you can resort back to some bad habits, and I think that's what happened yesterday. I think he got a little greedy. I mean, the whole secondary was hunting down picks because they knew that those lame ducks were going to come.
Yeah,
and
the floaters were on their
Arch,
way.
yeah, Arch was. I mean, he was like a trap machine last night. Pull, you know what I mean? Just.
Did I see the Strickland photo after the game? No. What Strickland photo?
I don't know. Is it creepy? Strickland does.
I saw him shaking hands. I saw that. Brian Taylor, some guy on Twitter said defensive player of the game. He had a great game. A great game.
Who's that?
Brian Taylor. Remember you asked me last night, who is that? That was Brian Taylor.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the Scott Strickland photo. Oh, Brandon Olson just posted the PFF overall grade. So Brian Taylor had a 76.3. Sapp had an 87.1. Miles Green 76.6. I mean, all great stuff, man. I mean, Robinson 76. Sharif Dinson 74. Michael Carey 72. This is an overall grade, by the way. We were looking at just coverage grades. Michael
What's Cormani?
71. It's not up there.
Okay.
I have Cormani. I can pull that up. Hold on.
Because his run fit was excellent last night. Uncle Lou with a good win.
Oh, what's up, Uncle Lou? Thank you. If Uncle Lou says it's a good win, boys, I think we just go ahead and end the show. It was a good win.
Yep.
So long way to go.
Fire up the music. Fire up the music.
Fire up the music. So long. Look, a lot of things you got to get figured out, but all in all, a good win nonetheless. Okay, so here we go. Hermani's overall grade, 51.7. Brendan Bett was lower at 49.8. He didn't play a lot. Michael Morris, 71, man. Incredible stuff from Michael Morris there. Devin Morris, 75.7. Yeah, that secondary, man, they played a lot of snaps. Because think about it, Devin Moore and Kermani McLean were the only two out there in quarterback. I don't think they stopped.
No,
they didn't. They were the only cornerbacks. Yeah, right and left cornerback. There is because Lagonto Hayward came in for one play, and same thing with Jameer Grimsley. So they played a lot of football last night. A lot of football.
I can't wait for your seasons. That's my favorite series from Uncle Lou. Every week.
Uncle Lou says, I called this win on your show in July. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Uncle Lou's
Can you call some more wins for us?
Yeah, any more wins you got predicted for us, Lou?
That'd be great.
Napier is getting it turned around. Just need a few more years. There he is. There's the Lou I know.
Yeah, there's the troll.
He is.
There he is.
$5.
He sucked us in too.
I definitely agree, Cody. If Gates was in, he would at least had 2 interceptions. D-line has to control read for us to win the game. Look, I do believe that this D-line has that ability to control. Like, that's how they've been playing. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm more concerned of how this offense is going to respond to the defense. That's the biggest thing. When's the new video out? He'll be around 6. He's got one more. Lou's got one more. I think it's the Georgia game. It's the Georgia game. That's the game he's got circled. It's probably Kentucky, if I had to guess. One more game. All right, Lou predicts one more game, boys. Maybe we should take a bet on that. I'm feeling at least 2 more.
He wants us to extend
Look, people like Lou's. Okay, Lou's not trolling. I think Lou genuinely believes it's a good win, and then he also turned it into a troll. It's like a backhanded compliment. He's not going to give us all the flowers.
Yeah, you only get 1 flower.
Anyone who was watching the games this season knew the Texas game was anyone's game before it started. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The TAMU is going to be a battle, no question about it. Going to be a battle. Tight end play's got to be better. Yeah, I agree. Hayden Hansen, Livingston, big for no reason, soaking up all the minutes. Yeah, that's been a little bit of a question mark in my opinion. There, did anything on the picture?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. All right.
Wrap
it up, Cody. We good?
Yeah, we're good. Hit all
right, boys. Good show as always. You guys enjoyed it. Hope a little more positivity. We'll have the champ on tomorrow. He'll look forward to you singing Gloria oh Gloria on my show in a few weeks. I love it. Boys and girls, y'all be good. Be safe. We'll see you guys.
9:35 in the morning.
9:35 tomorrow morning for the Monday mashup. We're live every single day next week at 9:35. Come hang out with us, boys. We're having a good time. Lou, you're welcome to if you want to come hang out, buddy. Y'all be good. Peace and love, baby.
What it's like to be in debt, been stabbed in the back bed. I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show.